everyone, Taylor Takes here and I'm joined with Kyle Barlow. He is the promoter for King of the Octagon Westlake Production. Kyle, can you tell us a little bit about your background, what first drew you into the business world and then onwards into the MMA production side?
Obviously come from like the usual crack council estate boy and then kind of made it big with plans and stuff. I started doing a bit of demolition for somebody. Technically it was my first ever job at 26-year-old, which is kind of bad, but I got into demolition. Got a bit bored of it within like maybe 2-3 years and then set up my own takeaway, which ended up being 3 takeaways. One company's best takeaway ordered them. Then got back into demolition during that for somebody else. Got a bit of taste for it again and then set up on my own, and since then it just went mental. Own quite a few businesses now, from like demolition, property development, camper van hire and sales, tool hire, soft play centres, gyms, fight shows. So quite a few more businesses planned for the future.
So what made you decide to take on the challenge of promoting an MMA show? Coming from obviously the business side of things, most of your businesses are like say takeaways, soft plays, things like that. What was your interest in wanting to actually produce a show? As
I've touched on before, I was approached quite a few years ago now by Wayne Dobinson's dad to sponsor him. Didn't know much about MMA at the time, fight shows or anything, but obviously with my background I do a lot of like charity work, sponsorships and stuff, so I took it upon myself to do it. Went to a few shows, ended up sponsoring Tom Johnson as well, Wayne's best friend. Both done it at the time at Tap Out Knockout. Went to quite a few shows with them, but it was travelling the country. Obviously I don't think it bothered them, but obviously they're young and stuff, but with me, getting old, thinking that I'm travelling hours and hours a year all over the country and I can't be bothered. So I was questioning why isn't there a show at home, and I was told, well, there used to be one years ago, but now there's been out since, so I put the offer forward of, well, let's do a show. But then when I'd done a bit of research myself, I thought, well, I'll just do it on my own bat. I was going to get people involved from clubs and stuff, but when I researched what I wanted to do and how I wanted to run a show, I was thinking it's going to be major, which it was. So part of that I was looking and thinking I can't get anybody involved because I'm going to intentionally lose about 20 grand here, which I don't think anybody would have wanted to jump on board and share with us. That's how the first show started, and now we've got about, I think it's 8 shows planned from now on till the middle of next year, and then after that we'll be doing quite a few more to fill the end of the year.
Obviously last show, debut show, massive success. We've got another one coming up in November. What was the moment that you decided you didn't just want to promote the next show, but you wanted to fight on it as well?
Travelling about with Ryan and Tom around the country, I didn't go sober. I usually hired them all a bus. We went down on a bus and got absolutely steaming, and I was sitting in the venue one time after being at a few shows and with us being absolutely steaming. I put the comment out there, them other people who were fighting in that cage, they're shite, I beat them, and then I was pulled upon, oh well, why don't you come and train then and prove that you can beat them? So I was like, alright then. Well, he come to the next week and it was, oh, why aren't you down at the gym? I was like, what are you on about? Because obviously I was steaming at the time. I'm like, oh, I thought you were going to come and join, you're going to be decent, you're going to do that. And I thought, alright, I pulled my bluff. But I did actually go down, I stuck to Lee, and went into the Fed last November, fighting at heavyweight, and I got my opponent out in 55 seconds of the first round. Got the taste of it, proved I could do it, and then obviously thought, well, if I'm going to have my own show, I'm going to fight on my own show, which Frank kind of talked us out of doing it on the first show, because he said, well, you're the owner, I'm coming to help you, I need help, so you can't fight. So I was like a bit disappointed, a bit down, but I thought I wasn't actually going to have a second show, because you know when you have a show like that and then you get deflated once everybody leaves the venue, like, oh, what's now? I thought I can't bother having another, but then I thought, oh, I'm going to fight on it. So that's where I come till fighting on it, which I've done a bit of a stupid idea and match myself against Daz Moffat, which might be a bit of a bad idea, but we'll find out on the night.
Obviously, for this promotion, how different has it been running a show compared to your other businesses? Because obviously it is kind of worlds apart what you're doing at this point, isn't it?
You would think they're kind of similar, because obviously I deal with the numbers kind of part, which I do in business. Well, my experience in business is a lot easier because you're obviously dealing with other businessmen, like-minded people, but when you're promoting shows, I didn't know, I got quite a shock. There's a lot of jealousy, bitching and arguing between like, fighters and coaches and all that stuff. It's a different world doing promoting, and you've got to put up with quite a lot more stuff than you would in the normal business scene.
After your first show, what was some of kind of the behind the scenes realities of promoting that you know the fans might not realise? Is there anything that you would do different this time? Anything that you want to keep the same?
Kind of how we planned. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that fans don't see, which is like finding a venue, paying for the venue, and then booking all the fighters, like out down to like licenses for the bar, licenses for the venue. You've got to go through all that, insurances, medics, everybody. When you come to the show and you look and think, oh, this is a belter show, there's a lot goes into it, and that's where thankfully I've got help of Frank. I know there's been quite a few people making their own scenarios up of Frank's got like a monetary interest in my shows or my gym, which he hasn't. I wish he had. But no, he hasn't. Frank's just like a very good friend. Obviously I still sponsored his son Tom. They're a very kind family, they're not malicious in any sort of way, so he helps us out with the show. And in general, really, I think he's like me shrink sometimes.
What is your vision for the local MMA scene? I know you said that there wasn't an event like this anywhere in this region. Where do you want to take it? Where do you see this show going in the next few years?
When I've done a bit of research, there's nobody doing what I do. I'm the only, well, that I know of, only amateur MMA show that pays fighters, coaches, everything down till covering costs of fuel, spending thousands for the hotel, something to stop over. So I'm basically trying to put as much money and promotion into amateur, because none of them get it. Then we've started off the £10,000 contender series, well, eliminator series, for featherweights, and it'll move up division to like lightweight, light heavyweight, it'll go up like that. Bit of a spoiler alert for your channel. Towards the end of next year, we're looking like at £100,000 one.
To get training.
That's how big we're going to go with it. You know, there's like clubs out there, shows out there that beg fighters to come on and beg fighters to sell tickets and stuff like that. We've sold out 2 months before. That's what kind of product we have built. Touchwood, with the biggest amateur MMA show in the country now, and this next show will just cement that even more. The way I'm going to do it is, with the show, we're going to do it with the gym as well. I've only got 5 fighters, well I'm one of the 5, that's my product out of my gym. But we're toying with the idea now of, there's too much bitching in MMA, especially in Cumbria, and to protect the show and protect anybody like fighters pulling off or fighters arguing or out like that, we are in discussions of setting this gym up full time now. It won't be my gym, it won't be under me, well it'll be my gym, but what's going to happen won't be to do with me. It'll be under a different name, well, Koto MMA, short for King of the Octagon. That's what it'll be set up as. I've been approached by quite a few coaches and quite a few people that want to be involved. So that'll be under me, and anybody that fights for that show, well for that gym, will be on my show, be on the Interclub. We'll make the numbers up on the Interclub. I know we had a bit of issue with numbers on the Interclub, so we'll be looking to boost it with our own fighters. And with the 5 exclusive King of the Octagon fighters, or taking them around the world, there's going to be 5 there, and anybody that shows willing and training hard and getting the results under Koto MMA, when there's space for one of the 5 fighters drops out or anything, when there's space, somebody out of those fighters under Koto MMA will be promoted up into the exclusive fighter. So there's going to be a big brand there, we're going to push it. Obviously we've had millions of views already on the social media, we've had everybody wanting involved, we've still got a list of fighters to match, we've even got nearly 40 fights on the show. so we're going to have to stop soon. But that's the plans, set your own gym up, biggest show, biggest gym, biggest...
I know before you touched on at the moment you've got 8 shows planned roughly for next year.
Yeah.
Is that going to be 8 total, or are you looking to add more to that number? What is it that you're kind of aiming for in the next 12 months?
Yeah, we're aiming, it's roughly about 8 with the Contender Series and the King of the Octagon shows. We'll say that's only for like half of the year till June, and then we're looking to do the Contender for the later on in the year for the lightweight, so there'll be more shows there. But obviously, when you do something like what I'm doing, there's a lot of people want involved, and I've been approached by people who want to join forces, which obviously I'm a big fan of, but they're on about, will you come to us, take the show on the road, which it's something to think about. Obviously it's not something that I'll be actively looking to do because I like my own brand and a home show, but if it goes that big, it might be something you might never know, it might be end up in our face, you'd save you from travelling all the time. But that's, I know Frank's keen on it, taking it on the road, like, but yeah. I like the niche of a home show and thing, but you never know what we're going to plan. I'm like one of them people where I wake up one day and I've got somebody in my head and it comes out and it goes, where'd you get that from? Like the show.
Well, I'm sure everyone will be excited to see what you come up with. So at the moment, we're in your new gym. You've been here 3 months approximately at the moment. Would you say you are the biggest gym in Cumbria? Probably
biggest gym by size. Fighter wise, I think obviously Ryan and Tom, there's nobody bigger than them, but membership wise and stuff, no, we're not like the biggest gym. I always base like biggest gym on not the size, like not even like the members, kind of how many members I've got. I base it on like the coach and coaches under them, and like a family kind of thing. What happens in like a proper gym, all getting on with each other, helping each other. Personally, the biggest gym probably in Cumbria that, well, my personal opinion, which probably a lot of people will agree with, is the Yard, Muay Thai. Doesn't bother anybody, helps everybody, never any issues, you never heard of an out bad of him. He's a sound bloke, Gaz. I think without a doubt he's definitely the biggest gym in Cumbria for me. As I say, probably not numbers wise, probably not size wise, but what they're doing and not bothering anybody, working with anybody, that's to me definitely the biggest gym.
King of the Octagon, November 29th. We'll see you there.